David Ghantt went about his business at Loomis as he had every other day he had worked there. Later that afternoon, the gang assembled to wait for David Ghantt. Campbell used David Gantt's cell phone to call him at Loomis and set up a meeting time. The plan required Ghantt be alone at Loomis after the last truck came in. He was going to load the cash into a company van and then drive out of Loomis around 5:00 p.m. When Ghantt responded to Kelly's page, he told her 2 obstacles stood in their way. 1, he couldn't be ready with the cash until 6:30 or 7 that evening, after the last truck returned. 2, Ghantt found out he would be breaking in a new trainee today. The gang would have to spend a few anxious hours waiting for David to try and get the warehouse to himself. After the last truck rolled in nearly 30 minutes later than expected, Ghantt and the new trainee were the only 2 people in the Loomis warehouse. Ghantt played on the trainee's inexperience.
I just went through the motions of closing down the vault. He thought I locked the vault, and he was tired. And when I told him to go, he got right in his car and left.
All right, James, I'm out of here, man.
After the trainee drove off, David Ghantt had to face his own moment of truth.
I'm not sure if I've got the guts to do it. Because I know as soon as I put that first dollar in that van, I can't go back. If I steal $1, I've got to steal them all.
David Ghantt decided to steal them all. He took a moment to pause and gaze at his future, lying before him in deceptively neat green stacks. Then he got to work. Steve Chambers' friend, Eric Payne, drove a rented van to the parking lot at Reynolds & Reynolds, the printing company where he worked. The plant was closed for the night, and the lot wasn't visible from the street. He would wait for Ghantt and the others to arrive with the cash. Steve Chambers, Scott Grant, and Kelly Campbell parked across the street from the 1-story brick Loomis warehouse, where they would wait until Ghantt appeared in a cash-heavy Loomis van. Back inside, Ghantt lifted pallets of shrink-wrapped cash, packeted in Loomis wrappers, to a white company van 15 feet away. His every move was caught on tape. Outside Loomis, across the street, Chambers was getting nervous because Ghantt was already running late. Kelly kept calling Ghantt every few minutes and paging him with the 143 code. It meant, "I love you," each number representing the number of letters in each word. It was not a sophisticated code, as the FBI had suspected. Inside, David was beginning to feel the pressure. And Kelly's repeated pages only served to make him nervous.
I gotta go.
At about 7:45, nearly an hour later than originally planned, Ghantt couldn't fit another brick of money inside the vehicle. He had packed Ford's biggest van with literally a ton of cash. Ghantt removed the tapes from 2 video recorders locked in a cabinet in the security room. He didn't know about the 3rd recorder. After months of planning and several nervous hours emptying the vault, David Ghantt was ready to make his drive to freedom. But he couldn't get out of the gate. Ghantt didn't know who this Good Samaritan was. He was afraid he had been caught. Until he looked across the street, saw Campbell's truck,
Okay, all right.
and realized this must be an accomplice. David had thought only he, Kelly, and her unnamed friend were in on the plan. This was an unpleasant surprise, but he would have to worry about that later. After many frustrating delays, David Ghantt was finally, if momentarily, a rich man.
Driving a ton of money in that particular van, it was a great feeling. I mean, the ride wasn't very good, but it was a great feeling. It's probably one of the best drives I've ever taken in my life.